Do you want to tell if she's really craving sexual intimacy with you? Today, we're exploring the telltale signs that indicate she might be sex-starved and eagerly awaiting your attention. Tune in to learn all about recognizing when she's not just into you, but really hungry for your affection. 1. Prolonged stares at your body. Picture this. You're minding your own business, maybe working on your laptop or sipping a coffee, when you feel a pair of eyes boring into you. You glance up and catch her gaze, but instead of looking away, she holds it just a little too long, her eyes wandering over your body like she's mentally undressing you. Now, we've all heard of the eye contact rule. You know, where if someone holds your gaze for more than a few seconds, they're definitely into you. But when it comes to women giving off those I want you vibes, it's not just about the eyes, it's about the way she drinks you in, her gaze lingering on your chest, your arms, well, you get the idea. And the best part? She knows exactly what she's doing. It's like a secret language, a silent way of saying, I see you, and I like what I see. So, if you catch her staring a little too often or a little too intensely, don't be afraid to stare right back. Give her a little smirk, maybe even a wink if you're feeling bold, because chances are she's not just admiring the view, she's imagining all the ways she could get her hands on the merchandise. 2. Exaggerated stretching or bending. You know those moments when a woman suddenly becomes a contortionist, bending and stretching in ways that would make a yoga instructor blush? Yeah, that's not a coincidence, my friends. Picture this. You're sitting across from her, maybe at a coffee shop or a bar, when she suddenly decides it's time for a little impromptu stretch session. She arches her back, thrusting her chest forward and letting out a little moan of pleasure. Or maybe she drops something on the floor and takes her sweet time picking it up, giving you a perfect view of her assets in the process. Now, I'm not saying every woman who stretches in front of you is trying to seduce you. Sometimes, a girl just needs to work out the kinks, you know? But if you notice that these little displays of flexibility seem to happen a lot more often when you're around, or if they're accompanied by a sly smile or a playful glance, it's a pretty good sign that she's trying to get your attention. And who can blame her? There's something undeniably sexy about a woman who knows how to move her body, who's confident enough to put herself on display. So, if you find yourself getting a little hot under the collar during one of these impromptu stretch sessions, don't be afraid to let her know. A little appreciation goes a long way. And who knows, maybe you'll even get a private show later on. 3. Lingering over touches. You know what I'm talking about. Those moments when a woman's hand lingers on your arm just a little too long, or when she brushes up against you in a way that feels anything but unintentional. It's like a secret code, a way of saying, I want to feel your skin on mine, without actually saying it out loud. And the best part? It's usually pretty subtle, so you might not even realize it's happening at first. But trust me, when a woman is into you, she'll find any excuse to make contact. Maybe she'll touch your hand while you're passing her a drink, letting her fingers graze yours for just a moment longer than necessary. Or maybe she'll lean in close to whisper something in your ear, her breath hot against your neck and her body pressing against yours. These little moments of contact might seem innocent enough, but they're actually a powerful way of building sexual tension. It's like she's testing the waters, seeing how you respond to her touch and gauging your interest. And if you're lucky enough to be on the receiving end of one of these lingering touches, don't be afraid to reciprocate. Brush your hand against the small of her back as you walk by, or let your fingers linger on her waist as you help her with her coat. Because when it comes to the language of seduction, sometimes actions really do speak louder than words. 4. Unabashedly fixing her clothes. You're in the middle of a conversation, when suddenly she starts fiddling with her clothes. At first, you might think she's just adjusting for comfort, but then you realize she's putting on a show. Maybe she's wearing a low-cut top and keeps accidentally brushing her hand against her cleavage, drawing your eye to her curves. Or maybe she's wearing a skirt that keeps riding up, and she makes a big show of smoothing it down, letting her fingers linger on her thighs just a little too long. These aren't just fashion faux pas, my friends. They're calculated moves designed to get your blood pumping. It's like she's saying, hey, look at me, look at what I've got. And trust me, it's hard not to look. But here's the thing, you don't want to be too obvious about it. If you get caught staring at her chest like a kid in a candy store, it might come off as a little creepy. Instead, try to be subtle. Give her a little smirk, maybe raise an eyebrow, and let her know that you see what she's doing, and you like it. And if she keeps finding excuses to show off her assets, well, that's a pretty clear sign that she's interested in more than just friendly conversation. So, if you're feeling bold, why not make a move? Lean in close, whisper something flirty in her ear, and see where the night takes you. Because when a woman is unabashedly putting herself on display like that, it's usually an invitation to take things to the next level. If you're enjoying today's tips on dating, don't forget to like and comment. For a deeper transformation, consider our free 60-minute strategy call. You'll learn how to meet more women and date with newfound confidence. Click the link in the pinned comment to reserve your session. 5. Showing off lingerie. Picture this. You're out on a date, maybe at a fancy restaurant or a trendy bar. You're chatting, laughing, having a great time. And then, out of nowhere, she leans in close and whispers, I'm wearing my favorite lingerie tonight. Boom. Just like that, the game has changed. Suddenly, all you can think about is what's underneath her clothes, the lacy, silky, barely there bits of fabric that are just waiting to be discovered. Or maybe it's not quite so overt. Maybe you catch a glimpse of a strap peeking out from under her shirt, or a hint of lace at the top of her jeans. It's like a secret message, a little hint at what's to come. And that's the thing about lingerie. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good. When a woman puts on her favorite sexy underthings, it's like she's putting on a suit of armor. She feels powerful, confident, desirable. And when she shares that with you, it's like she's inviting you into her world, letting you see a side of her that not everyone gets to see. So, if she starts casually mentioning her lingerie collection or giving you sneak peeks of what's underneath, take it as a compliment. She's not just showing off her fashion sense, she's showing off her desire for you. And if you play your cards right, you might just get a closer look at those lacy little numbers and the woman wearing them. 6. Sharing erotic content. You know how sometimes, in the middle of a perfectly innocent conversation, the topic suddenly takes a turn for the erotic? Like, 1 minute you're talking about your favorite Netflix shows, and the next, she's telling you about this steamy scene she just read in a romance novel? Yeah, that's not a coincidence, folks. When a woman starts sharing erotic content with you, whether it's a sexy story, a suggestive meme, or a tantalizing piece of art, it's her way of gauging your interest and seeing if you're on the same page. It's like she's saying, hey, I'm into this stuff. Are you? And if you are, well, that opens up a whole new world of possibilities. Of course, it's important to tread carefully here. You don't want to assume that just because she's sharing something sexy, she's necessarily interested in recreating it with you. But if you respond positively and keep the conversation going, it could be the start of a beautiful and very steamy friendship. So, if she starts sliding into your DMs with some NSFW content, don't be afraid to engage. Ask her what she likes about it, share some of your own favorites, and see where the conversation takes you. Because when it comes to seduction, sometimes the hottest foreplay happens before anyone even takes their clothes off. 7. Asking for detailed physical descriptions. Imagine this. You're chatting with a woman, maybe over drinks or via text, when she suddenly asks you, so, what do you find most attractive in a woman? Now, this might seem like an innocent enough question. Maybe she's just curious, or maybe she's fishing for compliments. But if she starts pressing for details, asking about specific body parts, or what kind of clothing or lingerie you like, pay attention. Because chances are, she's not just asking for fun. When a woman starts asking for detailed physical descriptions, it's often her way of painting a mental picture, both for herself and for you. She wants to know what turns you on, what gets your heart racing, so that she can start imagining herself in those scenarios. And if you're bold enough to turn the tables and ask her the same questions, well, that's when things can really start to heat up. Imagine her blushing as she describes her favorite parts of her body, or the way she likes to be touched. It's like verbal foreplay, a way of building anticipation and desire without even being in the same room. So, if she starts asking for your physical preferences, don't be afraid to get specific. Tell her what you love about a woman's curves, her smile, the way she moves, and ask her to do the same. Because when you're trading fantasies and desires like that, it's only a matter of time before those mental images become a very steamy reality. 8. Using your belongings in intimate ways. You know what's sexy? When a woman starts claiming your stuff as her own. And I'm not talking about stealing your hoodie or your favorite t-shirt, although that's pretty cute too. I'm talking about when she starts using your belongings in intimate, sensual ways. Maybe she borrows your scarf and wears it to bed, telling you she loves the way it smells like you. Or maybe she grabs your hand and runs it along her body, letting you feel the smooth slide of your own clothing against her skin. There's something incredibly intimate about sharing your personal items with someone else, especially when they're using them in such a sensual way. It's like she's claiming a piece of you, making it part of her own experience. And the best part? It's a two-way street. Imagine her reaction when you take off your shirt and hand it to her, telling her you want her to wear it later. Or when you run your fingers through her hair and tell her you love the way it feels against your skin. Using each other's belongings in intimate ways is a powerful way of building connection and desire. It's like you're leaving a piece of yourself with the other person, a tangible reminder of the way they make you feel. So, if she starts incorporating your stuff into her sensual repertoire, take it as a sign that she wants to be as close to you as possible, in every way imaginable. 9. Playing with objects seductively. Have you ever watched a woman eat an ice cream cone or lick her lips after taking a sip of her drink, and found yourself getting a little distracted? Yeah, you're not alone. There's just something about the way a woman interacts with objects that can be incredibly seductive. The way she runs her fingers along the stem of a wine glass, or the way she plays with her necklace while she's talking to you. It's like every movement is designed to draw you in and keep you hooked. And the thing is, she knows exactly what she's doing. When a woman starts playing with objects in a seductive way, it's like she's putting on a little show, just for you. She's drawing attention to her mouth, her hands, her body, all the parts of her that she knows you can't resist. So, what should you do when you find yourself on the receiving end of this little display? Well, for starters, enjoy it. Let yourself get lost in the moment, in the sensual way she moves, and the playful glint in her eye. And if you're feeling bold, play along. Grab your own glass and run your finger along the rim, mimicking her movements. Or lean in close and whisper in her ear how much you love watching her hands, how you can't stop thinking about the way they might feel on your skin. Because when a woman is putting on a show like that, it's an invitation to join in on the fun and see where the night takes you. 10. Casual references to her body. Listen up, folks, because this one's a doozy. When a woman starts casually referencing her own body, especially in a sensual or sexual way, that's a big old green light. Maybe she's telling you about her new yoga class and mentions how sore her muscles are, hinting at how good a massage would feel. Or maybe she's talking about her latest lingerie purchase and how it makes her feel sexy and confident. Whatever the context, When a woman starts dropping little hints about her body, it's her way of inviting you to think about it, and maybe even touch it. She's planting little seeds in your mind, giving you a tantalizing glimpse of what's underneath the surface. And if you're paying attention, you'll start to notice a pattern. Maybe she always brings up her sensitive neck when you're close together, or maybe she can't stop talking about how much she loves having her back rubbed. These aren't just random tidbits of information, my friends. They're clues, little breadcrumbs leading you down a very sensual path. So, if you find yourself on the receiving end of one of these little body-focused comments, take note. If you're in the mood to be adventurous, respond in kind. Tell her how much you love the curve of her neck, or how you've been thinking about running your hands down her spine all day. Because when a woman is giving you the green light like that, it's time to step on the gas and see where the road takes you. 11. Intensely breathing near you. Picture this. You're in close quarters with a woman, maybe on a crowded train or in a cozy little bar, and suddenly, you notice something. Her breathing has gotten a little intense. Maybe she's leaning in close, her chest rising and falling with each deep inhale. Or maybe you can feel her breath on your neck, hot and heavy and full of promise. When a woman starts breathing intensely around you, it's like her body is betraying her innermost desires. She can't help it. Being close to you is literally taking her breath away. And the best part? It's contagious. Feeling her breath on your skin, hearing the little catches in her throat, it's enough to make your own breathing speed up, your own heart start racing. It's like a physical manifestation of the tension between you, a tangible reminder of the attraction that's been simmering beneath the surface. And when you're in the moment, it's electric. So, what should you do when you find yourself in the midst of one of these breathless encounters? Well, for starters, lean into it. Let your own breathing deepen. Let your own body respond to hers. If you're willing to push the boundaries, take it a step further. Brush your lips against her ear. Let your hand rest on the small of her back. Show her that you're feeling the same intensity, the same desire. Because when a woman is letting her breath betray her like that, it's a sign that she's ready for something more, and it's up to you to make the next move. 12. Deliberately provocative sitting posture. Gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been sitting across from a woman and suddenly noticed that her posture has gotten a little provocative? Maybe she's crossing and uncrossing her legs, letting her skirt ride up just a little higher each time. Or maybe she's leaning forward, giving you a tantalizing glimpse down her shirt. When a woman starts sitting in a deliberately provocative way, it's like she's sending out a silent signal. She's saying, hey, look at me. Look at what I've got. And let's be real, it's hard not to look. There's just something about the way she's holding herself, the way she's presenting her body, that's absolutely mesmerizing. But here's the thing. She's not just doing it for her own benefit. She's doing it for you. She wants you to notice, to appreciate, to desire. So what should you do when you find yourself on the receiving end of one of these provocative displays? Well, for starters, take a moment to appreciate the view. Let your eyes linger, respectfully, of course, and let her see the appreciation in your gaze. When you're prepared to take things further, lean in a little closer. Let your own body language mirror hers. Show her that you're picking up what she's putting down, and that you're more than happy to play along. Because when a woman is putting on a show like that, it's an invitation to join in on the fun and see where the night takes you. 13. Sensual self-touching. When a woman starts touching herself in a sensual way, that's a sign that things are about to get real. Maybe she's running her fingers along her collarbone, tracing the delicate lines of her neck, or maybe she's letting her hand rest on her thigh, slowly inching higher and higher. Whatever the specific gesture, when a woman starts touching herself like that, it's like she's giving you a sneak peek into her own private fantasy world. She's showing you what turns her on, what makes her feel good. And the best part? She's inviting you to join in. When a woman touches herself in front of you, it's like she's saying, this could be you. This is how I want you to touch me. It's an incredibly intimate and vulnerable thing to do, and it's a sign that she trusts you, that she feels safe and comfortable enough to let her guard down in that way. So what should you do when you're lucky enough to witness one of these sensual displays? Well, for starters, take note. Pay attention to the way she touches herself, the specific spots that seem to drive her wild. And if you're feeling confident, ask her to show you more. Tell her how much it turns you on to watch her, how badly you want to be the one touching her like that. Because when a woman is inviting you into her fantasy world like that, it's a sign that she's ready for you to make those fantasies a reality, and it's up to you to take the lead. 14. Talking about her sexual frustration. Listen up, gentlemen, because this one's important. When a woman starts talking about her sexual frustration, that's a sign that she's reaching a breaking point, and she's looking for someone to help her find release. Maybe she's telling you about how long it's been since she's gotten laid, or maybe she's lamenting the fact that her vibrator just isn't cutting it anymore. Whatever the specific complaint, when a woman starts talking about her sexual frustration, it's a clear sign that she's craving something more. And here's the thing. She's not just telling you this for fun. She's telling you because she wants you to do something about it. When a woman confides in you about her sexual frustration, it's a sign that she trusts you, that she sees you as someone who might be able to help her scratch that itch. And if you play your cards right, you could be the one to give her the relief she's been craving. Of course, it's important to tread carefully here. Just because a woman is talking about her sexual frustration doesn't necessarily mean she wants to jump into bed with you right then and there. It's important to gauge her comfort level and make sure you're both on the same page before making any big moves. But if the chemistry is there and the timing is right, don't be afraid to take the lead. Offer to help her relieve some of that tension and see where the night takes you. Because when a woman is opening up to you about her deepest, most intimate desires like that, it's a sign that she's ready for something more, and it's up to you to deliver. 15. Inviting you to watch her change. All right, gentlemen, this one's not for the faint of heart. When a woman invites you to watch her change clothes, that's a sign that she's ready to take things to the next level. Maybe she's getting ready for a night out and asks you to help her choose an outfit. Or maybe she's just accidentally left the door open while she's changing. Whatever the specific scenario, when a woman invites you into her private space like that, it's a clear sign that she's comfortable with you, and that she wants you to see her in a more intimate light. And let's be real, there's something incredibly sexy about watching a woman undress. The way she moves, the way she reveals herself bit by bit, it's enough to drive any man wild. So, what should you do when you find yourself in the midst of one of these tantalizing displays? Well, for starters, enjoy the show. Let your eyes linger, and let her see the appreciation in your gaze. And if she seems comfortable with it, don't be afraid to let her know how much it turns you on to watch her. A little verbal appreciation can go a long way in heating things up. Because when a woman is inviting you into her private world like that, it's a sign that she trusts you, that she wants you to see her in a new light, and that she's ready for whatever comes next. 16. Direct compliments on your sexual appeal. When a woman starts giving you direct compliments on your sexual appeal, that's a sign that she's done playing games, and she's ready to get down to business. Maybe she's telling you how sexy you look in that shirt, or maybe she's commenting on how much she loves your hands. Whatever the specific compliment, when a woman starts praising your sexual assets, it's a clear sign that she's been thinking about what it would be like to get up close and personal with them. And the best part? She's not just saying these things to be nice. She's saying them because she means them, and because she wants you to know just how much you turn her on. When a woman gives you a direct compliment like that, it's like she's giving you the green light. She's telling you that she's attracted to you, that she wants you, and that she's not afraid to make the first move. So, what should you do when you find yourself on the receiving end of one of these flattering remarks? Well, for starters, take the compliment graciously. Let her know how much you appreciate her kind words, and how much they turn you on too. And for those who aren't afraid to take a risk, return the favor. Tell her how sexy she is, how much you love the way she moves. Show her that the attraction is mutual, and that you're just as ready to take things to the next level as she is. Because when a woman is putting herself out there like that, giving you direct compliments and making her desires known, that's a sign that she's ready for something more, and it's up to you to step up and make it happen. 17. Straightforward sexual invitations. All right, gentlemen, let's cut to the chase. When a woman gives you a straightforward sexual invitation, that's a sign that she's done with the games, done with the subtle hints, and ready to get down to business. Maybe she's asking you to come back to her place for a nightcap, or maybe she's straight up telling you that she wants to feel your hands on her body. Whatever the specific invitation, when a woman is bold enough to make her desires known in such a direct way, it's a clear sign that she's ready to take things to the next level. And let's be real, there's something incredibly sexy about a woman who knows what she wants and isn't afraid to ask for it. It shows confidence, it shows desire, and it shows that she trusts you enough to be vulnerable with you in that way. So, what should you do when you find yourself on the receiving end of one of these straightforward invitations? Well, first and foremost, make sure you're on the same page. Check in with her. Make sure you're both comfortable with where things are headed. And if you are, don't be afraid to take her up on her offer. Because when a woman is bold enough to make the first move like that, to let you know in no uncertain terms what she wants, that's a sign that she's confident, that she's passionate, and that she's ready for an unforgettable night with you. Well, there you have it. So what's next for you? Discover the signs she likes you, but is intimidated by you. Or learn how to read the physical signs she is interested. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.